Hey, what's up, family? Hey, today I want to do a video for you guys that's dealing with your history. More importantly, dealing with the statues and the mural in the background. But as I said, dealing with your history. So what we want to title this one? Our statues, your history.
Our history.
Our statues, our history. Is better?
Yeah.
So we're going to start this one off with the Egyptian god Anubis. My daughter here,
Yes,
gracefully, she bought me this Anubis. I bought the other one later. But yeah, I appreciate that.
No problem. Cost me a pretty penny.
Yeah, it was well worth it because I loved it. Anyway, let's get to the story of Anubis. We're going to explain everything about Anubis. Now, Anubis was the Egyptian god who was considered to be able to talk to the afterlife, to talk to the dead. He was, more importantly, the one who embalmed the bodies, and he prepared the bodies for the afterlife. Now, in a more present day, who would you consider Anubis in this day and age now? You would pretty much consider him a person like a mortician. Does that make sense to you guys out there? It would be a mortician. What a mortician does in this day and time now? Because of this guy. He prepares the body. They drain the blood. They get rid of the brain, the organs and all that. And they prepare the body. They clean it properly for the family to view it at a wake or a funeral. See? Now, without those services of the great Anubis to implement them in the beginning, we would never know these things. So, let me give you an analogy that'll really make you appreciate Anubis even more, talking about how he prepared the bodies. Could you imagine way back in those days, you went on a journey, you went to war or whatever the case, and while you was gone, your loved ones, whoever it may be, mother, wife, husband, whatever the case, while you was on your journey and wherever you went, while you was gone, could you imagine your loved one had passed away? And the way that they did the bodies back then, they just discarded them. Like in 300. I'm not 300, Apocalypto.
Oh, yeah.
Remember how they just threw the bodies over the edge? Now, could you imagine while you was on your journey and when you come back only to find out that your wife had died ill or got killed?
Just put you like a garbage can.
Yeah, now they tell you, because remember, if Anubis services wasn't around then, this would happen. Now they tell you, they said, oh, your mom's had passed away. And you're like, what? My mom's passed away? I can't believe this. And then they go, oh, we discarded her body over the mountain over there. Now you go to see your mom, wife, whatever the case may be. And could you imagine what you see, the horror that you see without his services? You literally see snakes crawling out her body. Worms and snakes crawling out the eye sockets. A foul stench. That's not a pretty sight for you to see when you come back. Or if you didn't have to leave. But for your loved ones, this is how they did the body. So now you understand how important this guy really was. You get it?
Yeah.
And that's what make you really appreciate it more. I remember you said that before. How much?
Yeah, that just had me break it down because I didn't really understand what his meaning was until you told me he took care of the dead, the afterlife, and took time to take care of your family. That means a lot. Like, you don't want your mother, or they'll be like, oh, we just threw in the garbage. Like, my mother means something to me. So,
make you appreciate this.
Yeah, so I really appreciate that type of story because it makes me think, like, if we didn't have that back then, if he never came into life,
services.
Yeah, if his services never came into life, then where would we really be at now with afterlife situations?
Made you like that one even more.
Yeah, I really like that story since you broke it down.
You like that statue.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to move on from him to the next one here. This guy here is called, sure, it doesn't matter. Now, this guy here is called Knum. Now, what is the story of Knum? He was the Egyptian god who was said to have created mankind on the potter's wheel. So basically saying he created mankind.
Wait, so you create through the sculpting?
That's how they put it, if it's true or not. But they saying he's the one that created man on the potter's wheel. So, let's do just like we did Anubis. Let's put a perspective on it better for you to understand. Okay, so Anubis, in a way for you to understand, viewing audience more better, we could say he would be Lucy in this day and age now, who they said the oldest human being on the planet that gave birth to the entire planet. That would be Lucy, the woman that gave birth to all mankind. So, to add to that, Another way to look at it is to say in this modern day now, just how great women truly are. Only women can give birth, which that's what Anubis did. You see how great that is, that this is the Egyptian god that was able to give birth, to give life.
Okay, wait, maybe I think I like him better than Anubis.
Because
I'm a woman, duh, and that's why we're bomb. But for someone to make, back then, to make human, like another human, another life.
See, that's how
you're making life in another life over and over and over again.
See, so this shows you how important these statues really are. And as I always say in many of my other videos, I've said it many times before, your history did not start with slavery. Get it through your head. Remember, you are powerful, you are intelligent, you are great. Yo, so another thing I like to add, I love to give a word of the day. The word of the day we're going to give today is going to be matriarch. Matriarch is normally the female higher power, the female.
But wait, didn't you say at first at one point us women we were in charge?
Women was the one that controlled everything at one time.
Yeah.
There was one time where there wasn't no white people on the planet.
Yeah.
There was one time where women, you had to get approval for women for everything. Marriage, to go to war, everything. You had to get the woman's approval. That wasn't until the colonizers came. They changed all that. We don't want women in control. But whatever the case, so like I said, I'm gonna stick to the point. Like I said, give y'all a word of the day is gonna be matriarch. Now, if you look up the word matriarch, matriarch basically means the female head in control.
So that would, and back then, that would be kind of like him.
So you want to say loose Knum, if we want to say that was a female or not, but normally
female or not, I think it is. That's the fact.
Well, you know, a lot of us, we refer when we gotta get wisdom or something, we go to grandma or something like that. See, that would be your matriarch.
Okay.
So another reason I want to mention that, because now we're gonna move on to the wall here, and we move on to the wall here. I'll start out with right here. This is Nefertari, not to be mixed up with Nefertiti. A lot of us get mixed up when we say Nefertari. Now, who was Nefertari? Nefertari was, what made her important was she was the wife of King Ramses, and she had a beautiful tomb and stuff like that. This here will be Horus. Horus was the son of Isis, and that's where colonizers stole the whole story of Joseph, Mary, and carrying the little baby Jesus. They stole that from this story here, because if you look at the old scriptures on the wall in Egypt and stuff like that, this story predates the Bible by thousands and thousands of years, where they show Isis holding baby Horus. And now in this modern day, you see Mary holding baby Jesus. Stole that story. This here will be the new king wearing the crown of Lower Egypt and Upper Egypt, and they are giving a total unification, glorifying that this is the new king in charge, that is a complete ruler of Lower and Upper Egypt.
You said that's Anubis, right?
Back here, this is Anubis. Remember, we gave y'all the story of Anubis. Great story.
The dead.
And then this here would be Hathor. Hathor was the queen, how would I say, let me see if I remember. Hathor was normally, she was the queen of like all women and women goddesses and created goddesses. So right back to matriarch. Yeah. She was the one of all, she brought all happiness and all greatness to women and empowered women. Yes. So there's your matriarchs again. The main one in control, the main higher power who all women speak to, you get her approval. So there's your word matriarch again. The one on the end, don't quote me on this because I had a little problem with this one, but I think I'm correct on this because these was all the immediate Egyptian gods, even though a couple of Isis, Osiris are not here. But I believe this was Amen. If I'm wrong out there, please correct me. I have no problem with being correct. Amen was normally considered the almighty God of all gods. And that's who that was. Another thing I want to mention about Horus, who they stole the story and made it into Jesus, how they always do. They steal everything and they put their face on everything and they claim it's theirs. You know how white people do it. But anyway, Horus was considered the sun god. His right eye was considered power of the sun god, of the sun. His left eye was considered the moon, power of the moon. Isn't it ironic? In Greek mythology, which is way after this, in Greek mythology, they called the sun god Apollo. He was a sun god. He had a twin sister, and her name was Artemis.
Artemis, I'm so sorry.
Now you see how they always do? They flip, they take, as they always have done throughout history, they take stuff, put their name, their face on it, and they change and tweak the story and call it something totally different. But you see, that's where they got Apollo and Artemis from. They got it from Horus.
When you told me that story when we were younger, I was, ever since you told me that story, like every night, I would always look at the moon and be like...
It was a great story.
Yeah, it was a really great story.
like that mythology
I really liked it because I would look at the moon and be like, wow, and then look at the sun when it comes up and
Yeah. So now y'all got a whole history of the statues in Miro and your history.
But like I said, when you was breaking it down, I really like this one after. Like even though at first I was all hyped, I was like, wait, the dead, like,
but that was
like,
great,
that
though.
was lit. But when you told me this one after, I was like, wait, I'm a woman myself, and I was like, nah, this one's better. This one's better than
There's your matriarch. Remember, matriarch. That's who you get your complete. Who you have to get approval of. Who sets the standard? Like grandma. We got to ask grandma. Grandma said, that type of thing. So, in closing, what I would say is that all of y'all out there, you're intelligent, you're powerful, you're everlasting. Remember, you have that knowledge up there too. You may not think you have it, but trust me, it's there. It's like the movie.
Dragon, like
Bruce Leroy. What was it called? I forgot the name of the movie. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Remember when he said, "Who's the master?" To his he said, "It is there. It is only there, and you will find who's the master." And that's what I would say to all y'all out there. Those intelligence, it is inherited. It is passed down through generations. You may not think it's there, but it is there.
Leroy,
Bruce Leroy. So remember, you are intelligent. If you need to go pick up the book, it'll recap some stuff. Deja vu will pop up. Stuff that is there that's dormant. If you need to go speak to that matriarch in your family, grandma, auntie, granddad, whoever, go find them. Trust me, they may not think that they are as intelligent as they are, but sometimes you tap into those memories and they will come alive. You have anything in closing?
It's just amazing how, unfortunately, things can be taken from other people, and those people aren't here today to really tell the truth. And it's like you're blinded off of what you've been brainwashed. But if you really, like you said, sit down and know find the real history, then you'll be really amazed at what's really like.
Yeah, well said. That makes me remember that statement I said from that other one of our videos. That the gangster book we just read, My Brother's Keeper, like when it said, "What rumors are better than the truth, especially once the truth has really been presented before you?" Because now you realize you've been taught a lie all your life. You've been told a lie. You believed it. Now you see what the truth is, and now you should be more hungry for more of the truth of who you truly are. And on that note, I want y'all to subscribe, share, like, and comment. And I hope y'all appreciate this video because we appreciate it giving it to y'all. Peace.